there's been a lot of drama going on about Taylor Swift and all this and that, with the AI generated images and, a whole bunch of stuff along those lines. But we got some more drama going on, and that is this bad boy right here. Taylor Swift has sold one of her private jets as she considers suing college student Jack Sweeney for tracking and sharing her whereabouts. Sweeney not only shares locations of celebrities, but also their estimated carbon emissions. Swift is now selling her $40 million Dassault Falcon 900 LX, but is keeping her $54 million Dassault Falcon 7X. The Dassault Falcon 7X has been Swift's primary mode of transportation for her Eras tour. It is currently unknown if Swift is downsizing or getting ready to purchase a new plane. There is no connection at the moment between Swift selling her jet and her legal threats against Sweeney. Swift was crowned with being the biggest celebrity polluter in 2022. Her team claims that was partly due to her loaning out her plane. Swift's plane trips have allegedly produced 138 tons of CO2 emission. When she traveled to Sao Paulo, Brazil, to Kansas City, for example, she reportedly used 4,151 gallons of fuel, which is an estimated $23,250 in fuel. A ton equals 2,000 pounds. Remember this, chat, right? Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to talk 200 tons of 138 tons of CO2 emission, that is 2,000 times, what is it, 138. So about 276,000 pounds of CO2 emission is basically what we got here. Now, there is something here. I didn't save it. I forgot to save it. There was a post that I seen of somebody tracking, again, they were tracking her flight, right? She took a 13-minute flight from one location, a 13-minute flight. All right. 13 minutes. If you drove, it was like a 34-minute drive. All right. It was like a 34-minute drive. She saved like 23 or 26 minutes of driving, right? Like 26 minutes of driving or whatever, because she took her private jet for a 13-minute flight to the next location. I seen that and I was like, what, bro? That's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy, bro. When you are that rich, man, when you are that rich, you could just take a 13-minute flight. It's just wild. Her and Kim's sister do this a lot, taking 30-minute flights instead of driving. These people eat the rich. Oh, dude, it's just the rich girl has to sell a jet because they're pumping carbon emissions instead of traveling like humans. Oh, poor thing. Man, it's not illegal to track flights. You did this to Elon and he couldn't do anything about it. Right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Is that this guy can track, Jack Sweeney can track flights. Yes, he can. Flights is public. It's just like boats, right? If you pull up there's a website you could pull up called like Flight Tracker or something like that. You can pull up boats. You can track any boats that are on the water, because at the end of the day, if you're in the water, if you're in the air, you have to have tracking and you have to constantly ping where the location is of you. And if they figure out what your plane is, your private plane, then they can track you wherever they want. They write down the number of your plane and they can see because it's documented publicly, because that has to be public information. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's they're going to track it, right? They can track it. You can track anything, right? Track anything. So it's not illegal. But the only thing that is technically like bad is that they're targeting, right? They're specifically targeting people of high influence, Elon Musk, Taylor Swift, all these other famous people, and posting about it, saying, oh, this person just in she traveled from here to here, this many miles, that much carbon emissions, that much money, that much fuel. You know, that's the only like thing that really happens about it. And you could maybe classify that as like targeting, right? Targeting for bad publicity. I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch, but I mean technically it does exist, and you could kind of throw it out there and extend it to that. Um, uh, I mean, it is niche to have a private jet, so it's hard not to target really. I mean, yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people with a private jet zone. There's a lot of jets and planes and stuff like that. So you gotta like actually, I mean, look up the number, right? Like for example, when I go to there's a campsite that we go to which is right on a pretty popular river, right? It's along the St. Lawrence River, and we go there. We go on a vacation every now and then, and when we do that, there are cargo ships that go by, right? Big cargo ships that go by. And I sit there on my phone and I can check morning, night, any time of the day. I can check and I can look at the ship and I can find out a bunch of information. The gross weight of it, roughly what it's carrying, how old it was when it was first built, where it's going, how long it's been traveling. I can track the speed of it. You can track all that stuff right on a website. You can do the same thing with planes. The planes that I've had to fly on, right? For like all that stuff too. The flights that I've had to fly on, when I'm waiting for them to come in to pick us up, yeah, I'm looking at it. I can track it right on my phone. I can see minute by minute updates of where it is in the air, the altitude, the speed that it's at. You can find out all that information, man. You can track it all. You can. Flagged country of origin. Yep, the country of origin as well. Yeah, everything, man, everything. You can find out. So it's the same. It's the same thing. Same thing. So I figured I'd throw that out there. Taylor Swift wanting to do. I don't know. At the end of the day, what she can do legally against him, right? I don't know what the legal threats can really be about it. The only thing I could say is like the guy constantly posting updates of where they're going as like maybe stalking or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if that person doesn't do it, other people are doing it. I mean, the Taylor Swift fans, there are some weird creeps out there that are probably doing that. Okay. So yeah, I track when my groceries are coming. Yeah, bro, you sit there and watch your Uber come in. That's a bit different, but yeah, absolutely nothing. Yeah, I don't know how much legal things you could really do here. I think it would be a major legal fight. Uh, but at the end of the day, I mean, Taylor Swift has a gajillion amount of money, so she kind of throw a ton of money at lawyers to try to pick out the tiny little things here. Um, you know, Catch is there's ways to make your plane private, and Jack does use info not 100% public to keep tracking them. At least he does it for a purpose to get these rich single celled amiibos to stop this. Yeah. I mean, it is insane, man. When you have that much money, dude, when you have that much money, it's like if I had that much money, I wouldn't be buying a private jet. Okay. I'd be investing in multiple businesses, companies. Films and animation is probably my biggest one. I want to fund some films, man, short films and stuff, because like, listen, man, I want some short films, but the private jets, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can understand if you're that rich, a private jet, if you're doing a tour or something, okay. But if you're traveling for 13 minutes on a flight and a car ride would take you 30 minutes, nah, that's a little extreme. All right. That's a little extreme. Okay. But if you're like flying a couple hours to your next state or whatever, okay. I mean, okay, I can kind of understand that. All right. That's okay. That's not as bad. But I mean, just like 13, 10-minute flights or whatever, that's ridiculous. That's insane. It takes more prep time for the flight people than it does for a car ride, man. It probably took them longer to get prepped for the flight and take off and land and park than it was for just getting in the car. It probably took about the same amount of time, let's be honest. Bring money to my community so they have the infrastructure to fight against things like slumlords, building repair, community parks and gardens, etc. Bro, if I had enough money, the where I am is majorly lacking. I can end the stream and there's not there's only one place I can think of that doesn't have a lot of things to go to, right? I would build, and I know the exact location. I would build something that allows people of all ages to have fun at. And it's a place that people could just go have fun. And you run a business in a way that gets people to keep coming back, right? You got these companies out here that make these fun zones and stuff, but it's the same thing. There's no special thing. Nah, man, I'd have a special event weekly at certain times, special tickets and prizes, and you know, I have a bunch of different ideas here to get people to keep coming back. But again, I need the money for that, as well as I need the time. But at the end of the day, I don't have either of those. Well, I mean, well, yeah, I need the money to get started, and then need the time. So, you know, I don't know. Figure out how to throw that out there.